Oh.
Okay, let's get that. Oh, error number 51. Please wait a few moments.
Where'd you go?
I don't know.
Try it again.
So black here.
Do you see that invitation again?
Okay, let me go back there again. Yeah, I see it. Let's click again. There, because I wasn't moving. Okay.
It might take a few seconds, but
Moving, but I'm clicking and it's not going anywhere.
do you want me to exit out and then try it again?
No. Because I got the invitation there. I don't know why I'm not going there. Okay, let me go back. Let me see if I can get you again. I got my invitation on this black. And the first one and the one.
Which one? You want to make sure you're going to the top one, the one I just sent. I'll send it again.
Try the camera. Let's click in the camera. I already did. Okay. Okay, do you hear that?
Yeah, that's me. Click it. That's my invitation.
Yeah. Okay, I'm clicking it. But it's not too much. It's just moving.
What do you mean?
It's moving. Let me go back to the invitation again. Maybe I should click in the camera, okay? 1 second. Yeah, it says click to join the video. Okay. I was clicking. Okay, so let me see. Now this thing is moving here. That green circle. It's moving and I'm clicking and it's not doing anything. It's not letting me.
Do you know how to make a hangout on air?
No. Just give me a few minutes here. Let me try again here. Getting it right here in front of me. And I was there, but then suddenly it got kind of cloudy and gray. I have this. And it's not letting me. Okay. I just really the attention here. I'm trying with the camera.
If you want, like, I can hear you while you're talking through the. I can hear you while you're talking through the phone. If you want to do it that way. If you can't get into the Hangout, we can just do it with you over the phone. Uh-huh. Yeah.
I think keep trying here while we're talking or something, okay?
Okay. Yeah, I can just like ask you the questions and just repeat what you say just to make sure that she gets it.
Yeah, I'll try to talk loud enough, okay?
Okay.
Let's go first, say our names, right?
Yep.
We're going to be using those 11 questions, right?
I think there's 14 of them, yeah.
14?
No, you're right. It's just 11. Just kidding.
Okay.
Do you want to do it that way?
Yeah, we can do it that way. I'll keep trying over here in case we get in there, but I have the round circle, the green circle, and it's moving, and I'm clicking, and it's not doing anything.
Okay.
I'll keep trying.
I don't know what's going on. Let me see. I'm gonna send myself an invite and see how it goes. Let's see. No, I guess I can't send it to myself. Okay.
How was that?
I couldn't send it to myself.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's just start.
Okay.
Okay. So
I'll take the time here.
Okay. So
almost 8:20.
Okay. So my name is Diamond Evans, and we have Angie on the phone. She couldn't get into the Google Hangout. She's going to keep trying, but we have her on the phone. The first question is, what doctrine in Wilbur's heart drove him to advocate? Why is the doctrine of the family so important to having your heart to be passionate and persistent?
Well, as my answer, I put that Wilbur was a man of force and justice, and his heart belonged to God, as he was happy to meet God in secret because he enjoyed nature. As he was asked by a friend if he found God, he replied that found me. Because of the law of God, he became a great advocate for justice and equality, rights for all humans. It is important to have in our hearts the love for family doctrine and persist to be passionate, dedicated advocates for the family, and the family is ordained of God.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had all those qualities, and I think he was really a man by nature that believed in God.
Yeah. I like what you said. I think it's so true. I like that you added like the doctrine about from the plan of from the plan of and mine as well. I talked specifically in mine about in the proclamation, it says that we must defend the family, and if we don't, we will fall. And I feel that Wilbur took that to heart too. Like he made sure that everyone knew, even though people went against him, he made sure that they knew that England wouldn't be strong if they didn't abolish slavery there.
Okay. You want to answer the second one? You want me to read the second one?
Yeah, go ahead.
The answer to that.
Go ahead.
I can share my answer after you.
Okay.
How did Wilbur employ as a theoretical approach for the approach to become a more effective advocate? Identify at least one thing in each system and be specific.
Yeah, so how I answered it was going through the different systems. So I'll just do that. So I said in the micro system, he showed the human side of the slaves. He took the people to where the slaves lived inside of the boat, and he said to remember that God made all men free. And I think that it was very inspiring for him to do it that way, because it helped move other people. And I said in the Mesos system, because of his passionate delivery about freeing slaves, he got other people to join him in his quest. And these people did things together to help try to end slavery. So it was him exciting other people to understand the ramifications of slavery and them getting together that unified each other, but also built the difference in the parliament. And I said, sorry.
Very good. Yes.
Thanks. And in the exosystem, he talked about how a former slave who had survived the boat ride wrote a book and is sold out everywhere. So I think that Wilbur used a lot of his resources, including his position in the parliament, to try to change people's lives. That he went outside of himself, knowing that he couldn't do it on his own. And got, I guess, the same thing, just getting a lot of people and using those resources to his advantage, which I thought was really cool. And then in the macro system, he tried to change laws using his position in order to free slaves. He talked openly about the issues that comes from slavery and helped to get people to stop buying sugar that were made by slaves. So I think like he used a lot of what he knew from the parliament, as well as his friend, I think Thomas, talked about France and how they banned slavery. So like he used a lot of the law to be on his side for it. And then in the chrono system, I said that the split between America and England helped to start change people's mind and thinking, because the whole reason of their breaking off was for religious freedom. So I think that definitely enhanced his decision to end slavery. And then I also said the idea of civil war in America also helped, and the writing of the song Amazing Grace likewise helped to start that movement, that had it not been for the Civil War and from the preacher, he probably wouldn't have even thought about ending slavery.
That's very good. Yeah, very good. Mine was shorter. I answered. Identify at least one. Okay, the first one I said is we will bring to attention is how the slave trade is the beginning of an advocate of common nature and humanity, the microsystems. And then Wilbur started a petition for the abolition for the slave trade to all the cities of the country. He collected 390,000 and developed links to one another. There's a Meso system. And then Lord Dundas seemed to suggest that this to Wilbur population issues, ecosystem. William Wilberforce was able to accomplish great success by persuading his dream and profound desire to abolish the slave trade that persisted. Now it is those. How many were they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Yeah, I mean the chrono system isn't technically. It's just like the outside of it. Yeah. It was just.
Well, you can, yeah.
The chrono system is just like what's the culture that's going on right now.
Yes, yes, about the culture and the different. Okay, now you can read I can answer the 3 if you want me to.
Okay. Yeah, I'll ask the question. How did Wilbur and his fellow advocates do and share their research? What evidence did they provide to persuade those opposing or on the fence?
Okay, Wilbur and his friends provided enough convincing evidence to persuade those who opposed, such as the way the slaves were treated with locked chains, the way women were tied and raped, the disease among the children and women, how they were thrown in the ocean to lighten the ship, as Wilbur said, those unhuman treat.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like he definitely showed the true picture of slavery. There was one I can't remember what part in the movie, but one of the guys in the parliament said, like, he stood up and he was like, the slaves like what they're doing, like they have land and something to that effect. And then for Wilbur and his group to then go out and show, like, no, that's not true, I think was really inspiring.
Inspiring, yeah, yes.
Yes. So what I said was they did a great job of getting out and talking about the issue. They brought members of the parliament to see and smell a slave ship. They wrote books and spoke at any place that people would listen. They utilized all sorts of materials to try to get people to come to their side. They also got thousands of people to sign the petition against slavery, and even a man in parliament who was on the opposing side came to agree with Wilbur. I said they definitely appeared to be doing their research. They saw how other countries were living and wanted to pattern England after it. And one of the men even went to France to see if it was true that they stopped slavery in their country. So I think that they used a lot of resources and research to make sure that their side was heard. But I feel like just, I guess, to play devil's advocate, that there wasn't a lot of research on the other side either, because in those countries you didn't really talk to the slaves to see, like, how are you being treated, how do you feel, you know? So we couldn't necessarily get that full picture.
Yeah, but it was so wonderful how interested he was then in those years, for those years, how interested and how convincing he was of what was going on around them. And, you know, he was of a high society, I think. He was defending or speaking for them, for the slaves.
Yeah. What's interesting, though, I feel like in the movie they didn't actually say how it started. Like, I mean, it showed his friend who ended up being in parliament, but it didn't really say why he was so interested in it. Like, the first time that it comes up is when they're playing poker and a guy goes to offer his slave as like monetary value, and he got so offended and so upset at that. But that was the first time it was introduced. Like, they never actually said how this fixation came to be, aside from, I guess, his priest changing his mind. But I still feel like there has to be some sort of deeper reasoning behind it, but they never said one way or the other.
Yeah, I was waiting for that, and I never saw it. I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you want to read number 4?
Yes. How does the film portray the importance of working together as a group? What an family, advocacy group work help you?
Yeah, I said Wilbur could not have made such a drastic change to England without the help of all of those people. He had the new prime minister who had this in the works originally help him, while Wilbur was the voice. And he also had a group of people come and show him the life of slaves and the abomination that England would go through if they didn't end slavery. I feel that the group pushed him when he wanted to give up, and that his wife was definitely a help when she was introduced to him. But it taught me that while one voice can change lives, it's often better when there is a group of people striving to make change. And I said that I enjoy group meetings because oftentimes I learn of things that I overlook, and also I am set straight when I am wrong and don't realize it. Having a group of people is also helpful because I have people who hold me accountable and make sure that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I related it to our class. I said in responsible citizenship to strengthen marriage and family, he talked about the importance of collaborating with others. I feel that it is so important that we do so because it can strengthen organizations that are already present, but also because it will help me to not feel alone. And I feel like there were times with when Wilbur he wanted to give up. He felt alone. He felt like all of England was against him and didn't understand. But because of his group surrounding him, he was able to get better.
Yeah, they were good friends, right?
Mhm.
They were good to him. Yeah, they some of them, but yeah, he felt there were times where he felt like give up or he felt alone, felt weak.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I thought the film was great. It gave me such a good example and and uh, and taught me to really taught me to continue and persuade my education and be a good family advocate, especially how I did things. So, so much confusion for the children and the youth.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to read?
Yeah. So what parallels do you see between Wilbur and Captain Moroni in Alma 46? What is a Christian and professional family advocate, and how did Wilbur exemplify that? How can you be effective and Christ-like against such loud and often degrading voices?
Okay. Okay. Well, I did study further in this, and after reading Alma 46 and one of the parts that I found that there was a parallel between Wilbur and Captain Moroni in Alma 46. Uh, I thought of it, wicked man need people to see. And Wilbur was a great example of truth in his own community and country. For the people of God, for the people of God, when he is like Captain Moroni, we must put the armor as Moroni puts his in preparing for battle against wicked Malachi. And I was thinking of the days that we're living right now. There's a lot of wicked men that is leading people to sin. And then we have the great example of our leaders, like from our church, and there are some good men that are fighting for our country and the community. So we know by experiences and by our testimonies that we become like fire, like people of God who want peace, like kept more like we had to put the armor of us to protect ourselves, okay, and face the battles that we are having right now, and that is by reading the scriptures of prophets have been telling us for years, and so yes, I did find some battles between Wilbur and Captain Bones.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I didn't even make that correlation like between this time, like these times, like with Moroni, as well as with Wilbur and our time, and that it's pretty much the same thing, that people are out there trying to get people to follow and to do wicked things. So what I said was Captain Moroni ripped his shirt and wrote the title of Liberty. He told the world that we would not forget the things that mattered most. Captain Moroni did all of this as a result of the evil things that were going on in his town. Wilbur did and was experiencing those same things. He was in turmoil because people didn't see anything wrong with slavery. They were persecuting people who didn't go along with the parliament. And Wilbur and his group all stood up in direct opposition to the wrongs and ignorance of Parliament. He knew what was most important, and he wanted people to see it, just like Captain Moroni did in writing the title of Liberty. And I said, a Christian and professional family advocate is a person who is defending the morals that they believe to be true, such as the family, and they are speaking out against those who aren't living the same way. Wilbur believed in freedom for all people, equality for everything. He believed that all lives matter as a Christian, and so he went out to make changes and get other people to see how wrong they were living, as he wanted them to see the detriment that would result if they didn't ban slavery. He wanted them to see why slavery was wrong. I can continue to hold on to those principles that I know are true and ensure that people have access to those same freedoms. I can stand tall with others who believe the same things and not be afraid to go against the majority if I know that my opinion is right. Even if people leave my side, so long as I know that I am right or that those principles are right, it is my Christian and moral obligation to continue to fight. And I feel that that definitely is true for Wilbur. Like, he did exactly those things.
Oh, you did write a lot. I did write a lot.
No, it's okay. I just talk too much.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's see.
Do you want to read number 7?
I'll read number 6. Marsha Barrow spoke on persuasive speaking and writing. This Wilbur and all exemplify any of Marsha's ideas.
Yeah, I said that Wilbur's entire group were effective speakers and writers. Wilbur's speeches and debates were most powerful. He made people feel and truly understand where he was coming from. He didn't back down when the opposers were louder than him. If he needed, he became louder. I said, though sometimes it became more of a yelling match than an actual debate, but I feel like it was just such a controversial topic at that time that it makes sense. I said he moved some people to emotions like crying and compassion in some of his speeches and debates, and he made sure that these people would get into the shoes of slaves to actually imagine what it was like to be them.
Yes. Yes, very nice. Yeah. He was supporting the movement, and he understood the issue that he was trying to get across, and he communicated effectively, and he was very persuasive.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So, what role did the government, policy, and religious freedom play in the fight of the slave trade? Did you see their political system being pro-family? Why or why not? Answer all those questions.
Well, the role the government played was more pro-life, since World War was an advocate for the human protection movement and for the slave abolition. Uh, so, yes, uh, um, the, the political system let's see. I just could hear that, yes, he was pro-life, okay, and Wilbur was definitely advocate for the human protection movement and for the slave abolition. I don't know what else you put in there.
Yeah.
Let me share some more.
Yeah, so I said the change with the American abolitionists made it so that other countries started thinking about it as well. England's parliament and the allowance of some young members with dreams and aspirations made it so that they could speak openly about slavery and changing the laws. So I said that because I remember that Wilbur and the new prime minister were talking about how young they were and that they were the youngest parliament members, and so I feel like that also led to the abolition movement too, because they were young and so they weren't set in the ways of like the older generation. So
that's good. That's good that you brought that up. I forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah, no problem. And I said religious freedom was definitely important in this movement, as it was Wilbur's finding God that opened the door for his thinking differently. And I said I saw a hint of pro-family, though it was more inferred than open. Wilbur's friend Thomas reminded Wilbur when Wilbur was wanting to give up after the Parliament decided to free the slaves gradually. Thomas reminded him that the plantation workers and other skilled laborers should have the same life as they enjoyed, like their freedom, instead of only Parliament and the higher ups having a better living and whatnot. So I said that because I remember Thomas was talking about how the Parliament members were sleeping with people behind their backs and all these things, and that the slaves didn't get to enjoy any freedoms while the Parliament was living it up. So that's what I said.
Yes. And doesn't it remind you a lot of what's going on in our day?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like it's a norm now for people to have extramarital affairs. Like, it's not even a weird thing anymore. But I remember growing up, it was so like horrible to think about, and yet now people just, it's an open thing right now.
Oh yes, it has become so speedy. I mean, very fast in the last 7 years. It's incredible how our countries can hardly recognize it. Okay. Okay. Do you feel that Wilbur used his time on Earth well? How did you see him showing the elements of consecration that Elder Christopherson spoke of?
Yeah, so I said, let me move my screen again. I said Wilbur worked so hard throughout his life in order to stop slavery. He sacrificed so much to stop it. He gave up a lot, including his health, in order to end slavery. Though it was difficult to do, he kept going when he may have felt that no one else was on his side. I feel that he did what Elder Christopherson was hoping. He was pure in his intentions. He wanted to free those who were in bondage, those who didn't have a fair shot. It wasn't political as it was standing up for those who couldn't. He was definitely a hard worker. He did everything that he could to stop slavery. He sacrificed his physical body, though Elder Christofferson's teaching said that the importance was respecting the body. I feel that his sacrifice was for a strong cause. He was an example of a service-oriented person. He opened his house to those who didn't have food to eat. His house was filled with animals that he rescued. He had integrity. He stopped playing cards when the parliament member tried to play using a slave. Though sometimes he had to play dirty when they were losing to parliament, like when they were getting the ships taken away. I feel that overall his intentions was pure, and that his he definitely did everything that he could. And so I feel that he followed Christofferson's teachings as much as he could in that situation.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, he he used his time. I remember when he was collecting evidence that he just collect all those signatures, and he used money to travel, and he does all of the elements of consecration for his belief. Yeah, very good. Yeah, great. Okay. So next.
Any other profound thoughts or personal insights from the movie that are related to child and family advocacy?
Definitely. I found the message of the movie to be very human, and for me, sad to see how men have changed. I really ponder and was studying the kind of man that he was, and there are a lot of men like him, but like in those years, his sources and everything that he did beautiful. It's hard. I said it's hard to find men like Wilbur in the political arena. To be advocate for child and family. I know we have some, but their voices are not heard by many. There are many. There is a great force, especially members of the church that have positions, and there are some good men that are trying to keep the values of family, but they are mocked in these days. They don't want their voices to be heard by many, but Heavenly Father has His hand on it. Yeah, that's about what I said there. Okay, next. What was your understanding of the doctrine of the family at the beginning of the semester, and how has it changed?
I said I knew that the family was a very important aspect of the church and of my life. I understood that I must defend the family, especially during this time and age. However, I had no idea how I should defend the family. I didn't feel like I had any tools to help me make a change or to help the world come back to the basics of truth and family. Now I feel like I have those tools to change and to help make a better world. I now know that it's not about being the loudest or condemning others for believing in things differently, but it's about standing up for what I believe in and helping others to understand why I believe what I believe.
Very good. I will share a little bit of my thoughts because my understanding was different. I was not aware of the importance of how to be an advocate for the children and the family. In the course, I had developed a deep law to persuade the family doctrine, and I used a lot of as a matter of fact, in the primary, I got my little girl in for the activity day, and I am teaching them very. It's going to take us like 3 weeks, and we're going to use the family proclamation to to the world, and we are reading chapter by chapter and trying to teach them the importance of this paper, especially now more than ever. When I go to wedding, there are members of the church or something like this. I buy a beautiful frame and I give as a gift the proclamation.
That's so cool. To be honest, I didn't really fully understand the proclamation to the family until I came here to college, and we have a class on it here, which is pretty cool. And so we just break down every single section of the proclamation, and it helped me to really understand what the Lord's plan was. And in this class, it really opened my eyes to seeing how people just don't live that way. They don't think they can live that way, or they just choose not to. And it's so sad to go around and to see the problems that come because of it. Like, you don't really, in this world, you don't really realize what you're losing out on until it stares you in the face. And even then, people make it such a beautiful thing. Like, I know right now, single parent celebrities are being looked at and idolized, and also even just like sex on TV, it's everywhere on TV, and you don't even realize like that it's a problem until you learn. And even then, people glorify it. They make it seem like, oh, pornography is no big deal, it's not hurting anyone.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
It's so sad.
Diamond, when I was in Chicago, and I'm talking about over 30 years ago, I remember one night that I wanted to stay up to see the snow because it was a full moon, and when it snows, it sparkles beautiful. And it was late at night, and I was waiting for this storm. And I put this program on TV, and they were interviewing murders and all kinds of really bad people that were there for life. And they were asking questions, and a lot of them, even in those years, almost all of them have started looking or watching pornography since they were very young. And those days, they were now computers, but they were magazines. Okay? And all of them, and they said that the hardest thing was to take those pictures out of their mind, and that led them to do bad things.
Wow. That's so sad.
Yes.
Okay, I'll read the last one. Picture your spouse and children, current or future, and write down some thoughts about how they will benefit from you taking this class.
Oh, well, I could hear that my family will benefit by having a wife and a mother more humble, more understanding and loving and tolerant, and with a more Christ-like spirit. Because I believe that like you were talking about the proclamation, last year I think I had one of the classes, and it was beautiful. It really, I haven't had a class or anything that will teach us like in paragraphs, like we learned it, and it was so deep that I was going to change my career to something else, and because of that class, that particular class, and this semester too, I feel very strong to finish my bachelor in family, marriage and family. And it has taught me a lot, and I'm helping my children with my grandchildren, and Uh, I wish everybody would take these classes because they're wonderful.
Yeah.
So my family definitely has already benefits, and my grandchildren. I put my wife, but I'm a widow, and I feel I was a wonderful wife. My husband always said that he was a wonderful husband,
Wow.
and I had to raise my children alone, and I think I've done a good job. But now I am more understanding, more humble, more loving, and more tolerant, and I feel I have developed a more Christ-like spirit.
Wow. Wow. What year did you become a widow? How old were you?
Oh, it's many years ago. I was in my 30s.
Wow.
I'm 70 years old right now.
Really?
Yes.
You're
I
70
had
years
practiced
old?
alternative medicine. Yeah, I had practiced alternative medicine, preventive medicine. That's what I was going to switch my career on. But no, I'm definitely going to finish that, and then later on, I told my advisor this morning, Sister Taylor, I wanted her to check my brand plan, and I said I am addicted to BYU, and I will stay until my eyes and my mind are gone.
Wow.
And she says, "Oh, that's so wonderful." She says, "Oh, that's wonderful." And we had fun this morning, but anyway, yes, I love education. I'm just addicted to BYU. I don't think I will. So I said I'm gonna go ahead and finish it, and then I will take my other stuff. Yeah,
That's so cool.
Uh,
So
what
I said was, I think that when my children are born and begin to grow, their lives will be different than the life that I had when I was their age. I feel that this class will help them to know how to stand up for what they believe and how to help others who may not have a voice. As for my future spouse, I believe that if he were to take this class, he would know how to teach our children the importance of family life and true principles. We will work hand in hand to ensure that our children have the tools to become successful and especially to help other people. In the proclamation they call on everyone to promote the idea of family, and so I must do so. I am so grateful for everything that I've learned throughout this semester that has helped me to be more fully understand my role in this life. I definitely think that this class has given me the tools that I need to understand the world better, but also to articulate better what I believe to be true.
Great. Yes. Very good. Very good. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Wonderful. That's great. Very good. Yeah. Articulate. That's great. That word.
Yeah. So perfect. So do you want to sum up in 2 minutes what we've said so far, and then we can end, or do you want to sum up our conversation so far, and then we can end?
Yeah, it's almost, we've been like 40 minutes already, a little bit, we've been like 42 minutes. A few more minutes, it will be like 45 minutes, and this is what we are required.
Okay.
45 to 60 minutes in discussion. Would you be able to send this recording?
Will I be able to what?
To send?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I don't have to send it. Do I have to send it?
No, you just have to do your peer evaluation.
Yeah, okay. All right. I don't know. Have you finished your other classes that you have? Not yet?
Yeah, I finished all my classes. I just have this one left.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And it was great working with you, and I wish you a lot of success.
Yeah. Angie, do you want to sum it up in 2 minutes? We have to do the summary at the end.
Oh, Okay, summarize it. Oh, I was not prepared for that. But oh shit. You want to summarize what we spoke?
Yeah, yeah. We just have to do a 2-minute summary.
Okay. Well, Amazing Grace. We we discussed the doctrine in Wilber's heart as he started to be an advocate, and we came out both that he was a man of force and justice, and we discovered how he was a good human being, and he loved God, and he definitely was a man of righteous actions. Okay, and he had an approachment to become an effective advocate, and we identified four of these theoretical approaches that he used. The microsystem, the mesosystem, and the exosystem, including the microsystem. And we discussed too how Wilbur and his friends provided evidence and how persuasive he was with his approach, and how profound desire he had to abolish the slave trade. And the film portrayed a very important talking about working together as a group. And we did agree that working together is very important, especially when you are working for a good cause of humanity. Because when we are united as a group, okay, we have a strong force, okay. So the film was a great example of that. We also talked and found a parallel between Wilbur and Captain Moroni from Alma 46, and we came in conclusion that we can lead people who see. And for the people of God, Wilbur was a great example of truth in his own community and country. For the people of God want peace like Captain Moroni, and how we need to put the armor and Moroni for his. And also we found that Marsha Barlow, that Wilbur exemplified some of her ideas by being very supportive to the movement and understanding the issues that he communicated very effectively and persuasive. The role of the government, too, we believe that the government was more pro-life, since Wilbur was an advocate for the human protection movement and for the slave abolition. And Wilbur did use his time in life. He showed the elements of consecration by needing time, collecting evidence, money to travel, and he gave a lot of himself, and he definitely practiced the element of consecration. And our understanding was different after this class. Definitely it was. I was not aware of the importance of how to be an advocate for the family and the children. I also have developed a did love to persuade the family. And I agree with Diamond how she described her understanding and her change in how to articulate more and apply what we have learned in this class. And how how uh, how are we more different than the beginning of this class? We both feel that we that understanding about the family and how it will benefit. We both will benefit from this class by being by understanding, especially a family that proclamation to the world, and we feel that since that is coming from God, and we're very fortunate to have it and apply it in our life, and for her future life, I think will be very, very beneficial. Do you want to add something else?
That was perfect. Thank you so much, Angie.
Oh, welcome.
Perfect. So I'm gonna. Sorry.
I said I hope we get 100.
Yeah, me too. Perfect. Well, have a good night, Angie.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay.
Yep.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.